Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last part we started off the game and just got out of the Sanctuary, and now we're in Hyrule Field, with one of my favorite versions of the Hyrule Field theme actually. In fact, if you ever have spare time, I recommend you go on YouTube and look up the entire game's soundtrack. Great stuff, especially the credits theme. Now our next destination is actually the Elder's house in Kakariko Village. You can check your map for that, but I want to head up here into Lost Woods for a moment to get something else here. Namely, with this 3x3 grid of bushes, in the center one there's a hole you can fall down. Doing so lets you fall down onto a cliff down below and get the first piece of heart of 24. Pieces of heart, if you're not new to Zelda, you get 4 of them, or no, if you're new to Zelda rather, get 4 of them, get another heart added to your total life. This was actually the first game to introduce them. Before this, they were just heart containers you found all over the place. Also, this guy's mentioning an ex-member of their Thieves Guild staying at the entrance to the desert. That'll come into play later. Anyway, yeah, 24 pieces of heart in the game. We're going to be getting them as we go. It'll increase our total life. Now, before we exit the Lost Woods, I do want to get this mushroom here for later. This mushroom smells like sweet, rotten fruit. You can give this to anyone who wants it. Select it and press the Y button. Sweet, rotten fruit. That sounds redundant. Unless it means a sweet fruit that has rotten. That kind of smell. Kind of like a rotten apple. Ugh. Now you can explore the Lost Woods and find some stuff, but it's not worth doing right now. Now this house on this screen is a fortune teller's place. There's a couple of them in Hyrule. You go in there, you talk to the fortune teller, give her some rupees, and she'll actually give you a hint on what you can do next. And welcome to Kakariko Village, another song I absolutely love. Now, before we even progress on the plot, I want to do some side stuff here in the village. First off, jump down here into this hole, and we find ourselves in this cave with some treasure chests in it. And here we get bombs. We can pick up and throw bombs with place by pressing the A button. Though, usually I'm pretty good at aiming my bombs, so I'll know whether or not need to throw them. You also get about 70 rupees. Yeah, 70 rupees. But as you can see, there's something slightly different about this wall. We can bomb it. And in here we got a chest and some pots that contain 20 rupees. Or sorry, 10 rupees. And we got piece of heart number 2. Don't worry, after this part, pieces of heart will be slightly more evenly spread out. Also, I love the cave theme for this game. I especially love the slight remix it got in Majora's Mask. Next up, we want to enter this house. As we talk to the guy in here, once I loot those pots, this house used to be a hideout for a gang of thieves. Their leader's name was Blind, and he hated bright light a lot. That will come into play way later. To the point where you might even forget about it. Now, obviously, there's a crack on the wall up there which we can bomb. In fact, we can actually go technically back into that area below the castle and bomb those 2 walls to get some stuff, but I'm not going to do that until later. But before I want to do that, I want to get all these chests. Each of these contains 20 rupees, so there's 80 rupees to be gotten here. You need to push them in the exact way I just pushed them to get them all. You can technically, if you mess up pushing the blocks, just head back up the stairs and come back down. They'll be back to normal, but I like doing it quickly. And behind this wall, we got more rupees. A lot more rupees, actually. 30. And piece of heart number 3. Thankfully, this game is a bit like Majora's... No, it's not like Majora's Mask at all, where a lot of the heart pieces you can get at once. In this game, they're fairly well spread out. We won't be getting the last heart piece until around the last dungeon, actually. Next up for side stuff, we got this guy here. You, sir, have you been going through life without one of my hold anything bottles? Well, step right up and make your life complete. I've got one on sale now for the low, low price of 100 rupees. What do you say, interested? I'll take one. Goodbye. Thanks a lot. Now hold it above your head for the whole world to see, okay? That's good for business. It's a magic bottle. We can store an item inside and then use it later. We can't technically do that yet. We'll be able to do it later. In fact, fairly soon, but for now, we just have bottles. In fact, yet again, this was actually the Zelda game to introduce the magical bottles that everyone loves. We'll be getting good use out of them as we go. Anyway, bomb this little place here and enter it for a bit of a restock room. We got some 2 rats in here, which generally can drop rupees. In fact, they can drop 20s, as you saw last part. Also, I should mention, if my rupee count in between parts was a bit inconsistent, that's because I accidentally saved over my save state. So I had to replay the entire beginning of the game over. Either way, I call that a restock room because you can get bombs in there and arrows. We don't even have a bow yet, but you can get arrows in there pretty easily. This is a shop. That little house there is a shop. You can buy some stuff in, but it's not very useful. In fact, the restock room is much more affordable. My son really liked to play the flute, but he went to find the golden powers not yet returned. I wonder where he is and what he's doing. And this guy's mentioning a young lady at a waterfall where the river starts. We'll be going there later. Now you can see a chest up there, but you might be wondering, how do we get it? There's only this one door to the place. Well, might I introduce you to the idea of thinking in 3 dimensions? If there's a front door, there's likely a back door. Hey, where are you going, dude? Fine, see what I care. But yeah, there's a back door. Admittedly, that did take me a while to realize the first playthrough. Why was there a chicken in there? Either way, we get bottle number 2. Seriously, why was there a chicken in there? Also, this is the first game to introduce the chicken abuse, but I'm not going to do that, because I like living. Now, there's a sick kid in here, but hey, look, it's Mario. How you doing, Mario? That took me quite a number of years to realize. I can't go out because I'm sick. People say I caught this cold from the evil air that's come down from the mountain. This is my bug catching it. I'll use it when I'm better, but for now, I'll lend it to you. We borrowed the bug catching net. There might be some other things we can catch with it, too. This is how you get things in your bottles, generally. But I won't be using that until I find something I really want to put in it. Now, at this old lady's house, there's actually a secondary area you can access. I forget if you have to bomb it out here or inside her house, but there's just some basic rupees, I think. Rupees or bombs, one of the two. Not terribly useful. Hey, lady, how you doing? Hey! Yeah, two ladies in specific, rather, in Kakariko Village, you will talk to just by running up to them, and then they'll summon a guard to try and fight you, because, you know, we're technically a wanted man at the moment. It's a detail I like, but it's also annoying. That's the select button, that's how you save and quit, but I was trying to get the X button to show you the world map. As you can see, there's an X on the house in the very top, which is our destination. That'll show wherever your destinations are throughout the game. Now, you're going to see me probably pressing the select button instead of the X button a lot, because for some reason, I constantly think that since this game is on the GBA, which is the version I played a lot as a kid, select is generally where I think maps are mapped to. Yeah. Wanted, this criminal kidnapped Zelda. Call a soldier if you see him. Hey! My nose isn't that big. Anyway, let's head into the Elder's house. Oh, aren't you like, can I do it for you, young man? No, I haven't seen him since the winter began collecting items. What? Master Star? I don't really know the details. Blah, blah, blah. Ancient legend of legendary proportions. Either way, she's telling us about the Master Sword, which is something that I'd hope you guys are familiar with at this point, if you've been watching my LPs for a while. But yeah, the Elder's not here. He fled and is in hiding ever since the wizard started kidnapping descendants of the 7 wise men. And we have to find someone who knows where he is in the village. I've actually passed by the person who knows where he is before, but I wanted to give explanation as to why we were talking to that guy. It's this guy here. Hi, Link. Elder, are you talking about Grandpa? Okay, but don't tell any of the bad people about this. He's hiding in the palace east of the castle. I'm marking the spot on your map. Here you are. And there I go, doing that again. So he's all the way over there. And we're technically done here in Kakariko Village, but there's still some small stuff I can take care of just south of it. There's a library there, but that's not useful at all to me at the moment. And then there's this house, which as you notice, extends off screen. If you can enter, as you can see, there's a bombable wall in here. Apparently, the twin brothers here have been having a feud, and because of that, this guy completely blocked off access from his brother's room. Which, first off, how did he do that easily without his brother noticing? And second off, isn't that kind of illegal? Either way, we have a bit of a challenge here. Reach the goal within 15 seconds. You can do this 2 ways. The way I'm doing it, or the long way where you actually continue heading north at this next fork. It's possible to do it. I've done it. But it's easier to just come down here and beat it in 11 seconds. And for doing that, quite obviously, we get a piece of heart. I find it odd that peace and piece of heart isn't capitalized when a lot of people talk about them, but heart is. It's very possible to do it the other way I just mentioned by completely going through the other bushes. It takes forever. In fact, usually you'll just barely make it, but it's possible. Either way, I just transitioned back to the sanctuary because it's easier to come from here to go to our next destination. Here's the Hyrule Cemetery. I think I can technically do some stuff in there at the moment, but I'm gonna wait on that. Instead, I want to head towards the northeast of the map because since I got that mushroom, we might as well use it, right? Also, you might see me doing that every now and then, trying to slash at items, be it rupees, power-ups, otherwise. That's because when it comes to 2D Zelda games, I'm very used to the Oracle games onwards, where when you slash at an item, you'll pick it up. That wasn't quite a thing in Link to the Past. I know for a fact that for the BS... Oh, well, first off, if you wonder what that explosion was, that's because sometimes bushes can have landmines underneath them. Anyways, I was saying, there's actually a patch for the game, I know that for a fact, that will actually make you able to pick things up with your sword, but not in this version. The smell of rotten fruit. Why does that sound familiar? Let's give her the mushroom. I actually had to give it to her manually because I forgot to do it initially. Just go to your menu and press Y in front of her, you'll use it. And if we come back in a while, she'll have something for us. And by a while, leave the screen and come back. And if you enter her hut, next to her assistant is a bag. This is magic powder. Try to sprinkle it on enemies and many other things. This is useful and we'll be using it throughout the game. However, it is limited by your magic bar. Also, in the witch's hut, you can buy some potions. The most useful one is the blue potion, which completely restores your health and magic. But I'm not going to waste my money on that now. I'll wait until I have more money and more bottles. Also, I think A Link to the Past has the most varied guards, because you got knife guards, you got sword guards, and you got bow and arrow guards. Usually, it's just one or the other. Then again, also generally, the guards are different species, too. Like Wind Waker, you got moblins, bokoblins, and mini-blins. Anyway, I'm low on life, but I'm actually not very worried about that, because aside from this guy here who's directly in my path, there's a health restore point right here. Something that has obviously come to be known as the Great Fairies Fountains. I think I showed one of these off in the Oracle games. I know I did in Minish Cap. But you go to one of them, they restore your health to max. Very useful. And with that, welcome to the... I'm not sure if this area even has a name, I just call it the Eastern area. This is our destination, this is where the Elder is. And he's in this house right here. How are you doing, old man? I am indeed Sahasrarla, the village elder and descendant of the 7 wise men. Oh, really? Link, I'm surprised a young man like you is searching for the Sword of Evil's Bane. Not just anyone can use that weapon. Legends say only the hero who has won the 3 pendants can wield the sword. Do you really want to find it? Yeah? Of course! Good. As a test, can you retrieve the pendant of courage from the East Palace? If you bring it here, I'll tell you more of the legend and give you a magical artifact. Now go forward to the palace. You technically actually didn't need to talk to him at all. In fact, everything I've done this part, you don't have to do. You can actually head right to the Eastern Palace and start off the first dungeon. But I wanted to get all the side questy stuff done. Anyway, behind Sahasrarla, you can actually bomb the wall and get some more bombs. 50 rupees and another 50 rupees. Admittedly, that took me a while to realize that you could do that. I was a very stupid kid. Though admittedly, I think this was my first Zelda game. It was either this or Ocarina of Time. My brother introduced me to the series either way. In fact, I have distinctive memories of getting grounded for playing video games without my mom's permission at one point in my childhood after beating the Eastern Palace. Back when Mom had superimposed time limits on me. I'm sure we all remember that phase, right? And now I'm going to college for them. Hell yeah. Speaking of which, game design class is interesting. I'll go more into that when I don't really have anything to talk about later in the palace, though. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 3, we're heading off into the first dungeon of the game. See you guys then.